Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community Oceania Hundake. And today is Ahn Shi together with Rev Seti Suafa. So it's also Tuesday, the 8th of February or the 8th of January in the 10th year of Chongyalguk. So let's begin by offering a bow to our Heavenly Parents and True Parents. Chariot. Kyombe. Paro. And let's recite our family pledge, both in Korean and English. Thank you.
가전맨세 2. 천일국 주인 우리 가족은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님을 모시어 천주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 충신, 세계에서는 성인, 천주에서는 선자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 2. Our family, the owner of Chongyalguk, pledges to represent and become central to heaven and earth by attending the Heavenly Parent and True Parents. We pledge to perfect the dutiful family way of filial sons and daughters in our family, patriots in our nation, saints in the world, and divine sons and daughters in heaven and on earth by centering on true love. And I'd like to ask Mr. Orai if you could offer the opening prayer, please.
I offer prayer. Dear Heavenly Parent and Dear Parent, thank you. We gather here again this morning with all our brothers and sisters in Oceania. And we really pray, especially study True Mother's word and also True Father's word, understanding more deeply and understanding really our Heavenly Parent heart wish, especially this time together with True Mother, because we focus quite many important providential events. Especially we pray now for reunification of Korea. True Father invests a lot. Korea is 1,000 years suffering caution. And after the Korean War was separated to nation, more than we understand its suffering a nation. Really, this is the time we focus to pray. Thank you today again, and we receive Rev Seti Suafa this morning, and thank you for this. I offer report my prayer. Yoshik Alef, who is blessed the family. Adieu.
Adieu. Thank you. And let's all give a warm welcome to Rev Seti as he shares this morning. Thank you.
So good morning, Reverend Nitaka and beloved leaders of Oceania and our precious blessed families, brothers and sisters. Just before I start, I just wanted to give my gratitude first to, as I reflect on this past year, all the wonderful support from our Asia Pacific headquarters, Reverend Hori, and also our Oceania administrative staff. They're in the headquarters at the Peace Embassy. And especially I want to give thanks to our beloved True Mother's leadership and inspiring examples. And I wanted to mention also thanks to those who support our Samoa mission, in particular our national Messiah couple, the Doctors Moreau, Eve and Jacinta. They usually Samoans and Tongans, and we get remittances. That's how much of the support on the island, Solomon Islands, etc. It's funny, but I don't get remittances from my sister, but the support that comes to us is from my church brothers and sisters. So I give thanks to Kaneshige-san and the sisters in Japan who contribute a lot to our mission during the year, and also to Eve and Jacinta. I always feel their support, sending me stuff relevant to our providence, and also a little donation every month. And so we're very grateful for all this, and especially for the admin team helping out, especially when we lack on this side. And also I want to give thanks to the second gen, our YSP team here, and those around the Pacific and Asia Pacific. Today, for Ahn Shi, I wanted to share True Parents' way of witnessing and pastoral care as we consider we're beginning a new year, year of the Black Tiger, and year of courage, the tiger coming. The reference is from Chonseongyong, Book 9, Chapter 3, page 1013 to, I can't see the rest of that, but you can see the reference there for your own study later. So as we begin this year, as a leader, we have to look, I look at myself, I have to evaluate and look back in the past year, and in particular, witnessing and pastoral care. So I thought this would be a good topic for us to share this morning. So we know that our Heavenly Parents' Holy Community goal is our Vision 2027, is our common goal for our world movement. And what is that? That is to manifest Heavenly Unified Korea, and also Heavenly Unified Japan as the mother nation, and Heavenly Unified America. As we know, this is the Trinity, the core Trinity that needs to be stabilized in order for us to win hearts and be able to give the blessing to 3 billion worldwide web of population. I just calculated that maybe by 2027 we might have 9 billion people. I'm not sure, but I roughly calculated like that. And we need to win 7 nations substantially. That means Chonyo good constitution governance and respect for applied to national governance, and then the 7 continents which represent our heavenly unified world. So we are about to establish God's home palace, and we are working to unite our fatherland, Korea. And the goal is that once again, God, our Heavenly Parent God, can live with us in heaven and earth, right? And we can, people, the world's people, can say very naturally, like mother does and father does, that God is my father and we are one world family. So our strategy, as mother has outlined for us, is to witness new people successfully. And we need to create a broader environment for witnessing and also raise future leadership and multiply Chonbo gift families for Chonyuguk. So how to achieve? First of all, we need to innovate and renew ourselves to transform results and create development. So that it begins from the kingdom within ourselves. We need to substantiate that kingdom within ourselves and our families. So if we haven't had good results thus far in Australia, New Zealand, and the 14 island nations and the 9 territories, then we need to do this. We need to innovate, renew, and transform our results and create development. And first of all, we need to purify our standard of heart and desire. So as Jesus' mission way is expressed in what he said, not my will, but thy will be done. And thirdly, we need to upgrade our attitudes to witnessing. To witness joyfully to save all humankind in heaven and earth. That's our task. So yeah, we should be joyful, happy people doing that. So also to witness not just individuals, but and not just our church, but it is for all people. And fourth, we need to revise and check again and learn true parents witnessing traditions. So looking at our new development requiring innovation and new ideas, actually, as I was studying these things, I realized, oh goodness, True Mother is the one that's showing us the way. Actually, True Mother is innovating and giving us new ideas all the time, right? So if we consider this past few years, Mother wanted to build a bridge to North Korea. So what did she do? She let the communist and Christian family lead the way to North Korea. This is some of her strategies, is to, work through our brothers and sisters and nations that were originally, communist background, for example, Nepal and Cambodia, Vietnam, and such nations, right? So, and also accumulating the merit of the World Clergy Leadership Conference, resulting in recently people like Paula White and so forth saying, okay, I want to go with you to North Korea. As I study this, I realized, oh, Mother really is living all these principles of witnessing that they've been teaching us. Even when the COVID happened, and it seemed to block all our providential efforts and things, but True Mother just kind of rolled around it and over it and just created an online platform. And we just changed tack. We began to live online and witness beyond time and space. It's almost like we're living in the spirit world. We don't know whether it's night or day. It's we created this kind of reality. So, we might like to reflect on these past few years and really realize and understand what True Mother has developed these past few years in order to witness and in order to create an environment for witnessing, and in order to raise leadership who will take responsibility for future. Secondly, we all need to grow, but first we need to consider our purity of heart and goodness of our desire. That is to consider the log in my own eye, as the Bible says, right? So as leaders that we all are, we have to look to our past. Was it pure? Was it good? Or was my witnessing results blocked by persistent old habits, old concepts that I haven't been able to remove? And have to check seriously and honestly, was I really doing God's will, or was it just my own will? If we strengthen my own agenda, it's not God's will. God's will is living for the sake of others. But sometimes we are living for our own sake, really. So goodness is attending God's agenda. God owns goodness. Fallen people don't. So goodness is the magnetic element that draws the support of Holy Spirit world and brings the good results in witnessing. And third, we need to upgrade our attitude to witnessing. As we used to say in the early church, gratitude is the attitude and complaint only taints. And when True Mother started her new role without Father being here in the physical world, she started us in this kind of attitude, saying that we need to live and say thank you and I love you often. So we need to witness joyfully, and because truly we are showing people the way home to the kingdom and away from hell. So in retrospect, first, always, we have to start from our church leadership. That's all of us. But yeah, so the mantra is the mission mantra from Jesus that Jesus left with us, is that the Son of Man came to serve, not to be served. So as the new church leaders, this is our mantra. Abel is a parent. Abel is actually true Adam and true Eve representative, not just the older sibling to Cain. And a new church leader should be able to add benefit and value to people. And because surely we have good content in our movement, and mentally, spiritually, the legacy we have inherited from true parents, we have much to give to the world. Not always materially, but mentally, spiritually. So as Mother said, this past birthday celebration, you stick to me and inherit what I have and become people magnets. So new church leaders for this new year, we need to care. If there's no church growth, it means not enough care of our new members. Leaders are not living for the sake of others. So care doesn't mean just care on the entry level entry-level care. That means dealing with new guests, and just when they start to come into our movement or of whatever department, whatever association. But it's to care sincerely for at least 3 years plus, investing more time, more effort, because people, like trees, we are spiritual, and people spiritually mature gradually. It takes time. So we do need to invest time and effort. To be new, for us to be new church leaders, we have to 95% live for the sake of others. So as Father's mantra is, sincerity of heart moves heaven. If we really want to mobilize the world and bring the results in witnessing, we have to live in this realm of 95% living for the sake of others. And we as new church leaders not only send our members on errands, but we run errands for our members. And witness with a smile, not forcibly, because we know that we are leading people to leave Satan's world behind. And we as new church leaders, we should be artists, we should be creative, we should create like God created in the original Eden creation, recreating a new person who can finally love you or love us and unite with us gratefully. So God created this way, so it should be me too. We can do that too. And finally, how to witness. Don't witness aimlessly. So this year is the year of the tiger. Tigers target the ones they want. So True Parents method is the 1-1-1 method we're familiar with. What does that mean? One person witness, one member, 1 month. So how to do? From 100 people, choose 10, and then target the one. From 100 John the Baptist, choose 10 John the Baptist, target 1. And concentrate conveyance of spirit and truth on that one person. And once your relationship is true and good, then, and they are happy, then you multiply by asking him or her for them to find their one. And we do this with a smile. And if we can establish this witnessing tradition, membership will undoubtedly increase markedly. Again, very naturally, again, I look back on this past 7 years and how amazing miracles that Mother has done in how she has witnessed and she has initiated witnessing. How to witness? With devotion and prayer, with a heart clinging to God with tears. Please guide me. Heavenly Parents, please guide me that I may not fail to connect with this prepared brother or sister, and that I can motivate him or her. And then by discerning, by experimentation and observation, we can tell whether God is with me in this situation or not. So in that way, as we deal with people, we can cultivate ourselves to reach the world of God's heart. How to witness? Through boundless giving, meaning sow the goodness boundlessly. Don't have reservation. If you do that, then you will reap the good rewards. So goodness is such that if you give it and there's no response, then naturally there will be consequences. And if there's no result, then Satan will snares and entangle that neighborhood or village, or yeah, something will happen if you invest yourself, but there's no response. How to witness? We need to weep and pray all night for your beloved person, more than even, for example, our own parents' death, because you are saving a life. We need to be crazy like Hajime. I put Hajime. Some of our brothers and sisters know Hajime, the Cambodian national leader. I think he's still the Cambodian national leader. He loves to say crazy. The adjective he uses the most is crazy. So he like, go crazy. Whatever you're doing, give it all you got and empty the tank. So yeah, we need to come to this level of heart, like someone crying full out because they're missing their loved ones. We have to study people's psychology. We need to read people, their feelings, their mood, from their facial expressions, way of walking, body language. If you take interest in people, then people will take interest in you. So I think, again, we see Mother doing this. I feel Mother's love so much in her leadership. Things that she's initiated shows her care for our leadership, our care for our blessed central families, care for our second gen, our young generations, trying to regather again the young ones that have gone astray. Yeah, this is really such a time. We need to develop such a heart. I appreciate that. If I look at our leadership today, even all our leaders seem to be in a lot of ways very motherly leaders. Dr. Young and Reverend Hori, Reverend Yutaka. I feel very loved by Reverend Yutaka. When I was surprised he wanted to send me a new mobile phone so that I can do my mission well, and I'm expecting a new laptop to help our admin things here. So yeah, it's we have to create this kind of environment within our church. So as Mother said, we have to go back to the early days of our church and to once again fill our halls with laughter and singing and the close bonds of love. Church of spirit and truth. So how to witness? We need new, I can't see my word here that I wrote. Can you see this laptop has a couple of big holes in the screen. We have to have a new heart every day. What's the first word?
Change your resolve and motive. Change your resolve and motive. Have a new heart every day. Change your resolve and motive.
Have a new heart every day. Yeah. Change your resolve and motive, and you'll surely bring result. If we go out witnessing depressed, more depressed than yesterday, the only result is retreat, and more destruction will result. If we spread negativity, regardless of how great a purpose and how great a result we have, we will be completely stuck. No advancement, no matter how hard you try. It's like a desert, as the Bible says, like a desert, right? No water running, dry. no spirit. So we need to be renewed, like the Bible said, by the renewal of our mind, and keep putting new wine in new wineskin on a daily basis. How to witness? We need to establish our successes. We have to find our second self. So I was in New Zealand when Reverend Jamati, he decided to find his second self, and he found Andrew Halem, was it? Halem, now newly blessed and living in Japan with his wife. So witnessing, we have to establish our successors. I would say also from within our second gen, we need to pass on, inherit to give legacy and inherit to our second gen. Not only to witnessing to our outside ambassadors for peace, etc., but also within our church and our movement. So before national level indemnity is established, tribal level indemnity needs to be established. Successor will protect you on the tribal level and national level opposition. So he or she will help us expand our ground and sovereignty and defend us from opposition. So easily comes to mind people like Kuboki Sensei in Japan in the early church. You know, he was second self of the missionaries that were there, and he could help create a broader foundation for true parents to stand in Japan. Pak Bohi, and even lately, people like these presidents and ministers that are coming, in a sense, they are the fruit of witnessing, and they are the second selves who can broaden the platform for true parents to move the environment. Finally, love is our only witnessing weapon. I like to use tool, and we can only save Cain by love. Ultimately, true love has to conquer false love. It's the only way to return to the original world, devoid of conflict. As Jesus showed, even unto death, he established a gateway of life through love, even though he wasn't able to fully complete, but he pointed the way to save Cain was to love him, to love the enemy. All right, so in this world at this time, there's so much noise of war and counter wars, and those guys are bad guys, these guys are bad guys. But to us, there are no bad guys. They're all people, our brothers and sisters. We have to learn how to love and embrace. Why we witness is not for our individual salvation only. It's not for our church, not for our denomination's growth, but we witness to save the nation and the world. Ultimately, even if we perfect our church, we need to find a way to save the nation. We seek to save the nation, even if we must sacrifice the church. So if we focus on just individual salvation, ultimately that foundation will fail. That ultimately that will disappear, because that is not the heart of God. That's not the cosmic principle. It has to be total salvation. Finally, the root of peace is true love, and we must return to God's love. We need to live for the sake of others with a filial heart for heaven. So as we begin this new year, let us stick to True Mother and inherit her magnetic Pharaoh's elements. I don't know if that's correct. And be Chonbo people magnets. Thank you for listening. yeah, just lately I've been having a few dreams, and very much telling me that that I can do a lot more as a leader of our church and a witnessing here in Samoa, and participating in our Oceania family and our Asia Pacific. We can do much more, and we need to do much more. So one dream, I had three dreams. One dream was my grandfather figure that gave this house and this land that my father built a house on, which is the base for our mission here in Samoa. He came and he wanted to sleep in my house, and he brought another uncle who from next door area, and they both wanted to sleep in my house. So they just made themselves comfortable on the mat, and yeah, they were just at home in my place. So I wondered why Grandpa came, and I had to walk around our tribe and ask if or what was happening. But I just felt it was assurance that yeah, we are where people want to come, need to come and find a home, you know. And then another dream I had was about it was just like a thriving center full of people, full of members, and full of young people. But as I went into one corner of this particular house, I realized, I noticed that the bathroom was very grimy. It was, you know, it was grimy, it was dirty. And then another dream was about the martial arts. I was in a martial arts situation, like a dojang full of students and things, and I realized that I had to teach, but I didn't have my uniform on me, so I had to go to 3 martial arts shops to get a uniform. Korean shop, Indian shop, and then finally Korean shop. But all he could find for me, because it was all too small, the sizes were too small, and he pulled out this old dobok pants, which was looked like moth-eaten and whatnot. So anyway, I do feel like in a witnessing sense, yeah, this is a tiger year, and I need to bring good results this year. And yeah, we need to tidy up our pantries and our bathrooms and our own home front, and also renew our doorbox to teach well. So yeah, I hope you caught the main point, is that as I was studying this, I feel like Mother was showing me, as has been showing us, all the elements that I've been talking about here today in this past few years. So thank you again. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Reverend Seti. We'll do some breakout rooms as the people can share. I'll just create the rooms, and please join.
I can really I can say that he can do much more than what he's doing with the Chipli status. Thank you very much. He's doing great job though.
Anyway, he's got a great team there with Miwa and Yongkwan. So and also Josephine as well. They're really pretty amazing little group they've got there. So yeah, I mean, Samoa's a pretty important nation in the Pacific, really. So yeah, I mean, they're all important, of course. I can see Tim there as well. So Palau was an amazing nation as well. Yeah, we really got some great nations to work with in the Pacific. Yeah, we're just incredible time. A lot of it is our own maturity. I believe everybody is there waiting. It's just our own limitations to be able to be the conduits that we need to be, you know, to bring True Parents' gift, you know, into our nations. Really, it's really so much up to us. People are out there, they're just wanting us now to be involved with us as never before. As I mentioned, experiencing our recent interfaith meeting, so many wonderful spiritual leaders came on, and many sent me text afterwards saying, wow, let me know when you're having another event. So they are there. Yeah, it's just up to us. So yeah, we've got a lot of growing to do, and I think this is really important, our coming together as a community, under Reverend Yamada's leadership, just to really come together and support each other in our own growth and network to gain each other's support. I've connected up Miwa with one amazing young leader in New Zealand, Raniera Pene. His parents got blessed by True Parents in the United Nations with this 2001. And so they are really amazing young couple. Hopefully Miwa can work with them. They're almost like a second gen because their parents got blessed by True Parents, which we don't understand the power of that blessing that took place in the United Nations. So the youngest girl was actually born after that blessing, and she sang in our interfaith gathering. Her name was Oceania, and she sang in our interfaith meeting. So there's such a lot going on, you know, conditions that we've all made in our nations in the past that we did, and now we can understand the foundation that was made then that we can stand on. So yeah, there's just a lot going for us. We really need to step up our game. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jeffrey, and also Tony. And yeah, I think about witnessing, I think one of the incredible presentation and one of the great lecturer, and like a textbook, and collect all of the important element. And I took a lot of photo and to remind myself and more calm down. But always, one of the, my reflect is, it's the other day Chris gave a testimony about expectation. We expecting incredible great things to happen, maybe very soon or very quickly, but like a Christianity took us 2,000 years, and also there are got many, people in the world, India, or China, got many incredible, complicated things happen, and but we think, oh, Messiah comes, we can build a kingdom. It's very quickly, and so when I always reflect, like something, like a growth and going to perfect, like the processing is need actually before we sometimes we expect a big, but we do a little bit, then how we can really love, truly enough to example even second year our children. Sometimes before we done, enough love, always expect, oh, the second generation is working for the mission or something. Always expecting that mission-oriented idea. But I think like even a tribal Messiah, and not only talk, actually how we can truly loving and stay and having a time and just if we so much thinking about the idea, it's not so easy to happen, but I think this is really time to actually communicate, it's loving and really that kind of area. Then if we do increase perfectly, or it's more, as today I think he mentioned, and then if we done well, I think without we expect, I think can grow, can grow. If not grow means, I think just we're living a just ideal world, but I think not. We truly our daily life, we do not care for people. That's why I think great lecture and how we can practice into life, daily life. That is the issue, I think. But anyway, it's a great lesson today. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, that was my basic reflection too, Mr. Arai, that, you know, I mean, he went through a lot of points, but core fundamental point for me always was, always is, and I was reminded again today of, you know, where is our heart? Where is my heart at? You know, because it's that parental heart that willing to invest, like, you know, like Seti mentioned, like we know from Father, that is the key point. And so for me, and also reflecting when I did bring spiritual children to God and to parents, I know where my heart was at, yeah, in those times. my longing heart, yeah, I would say is key point. And do I have that heart at the moment? Honestly, I think yeah, maybe I don't, yeah. So for me, yeah, that's key point. And so there's a lot for me. For me, it's just really very key. It's all about the internal level of heart, yeah. But I'm not there at the moment. Honestly speaking, I don't think I have that heart I used to have when my spiritual children came. So yeah, anyway, this was a good hundok, you know, to help me kind of like try and get my heart in the right place more sincerely. Yeah, thank you. You've got to go now.
And yeah, 40 seconds. Yeah, I agree with you. You need to get our heart right, and it sort of reminds me of how you teach. You got to actually do it, so you change. So yeah, to witness, you got to actually meet people. So if you don't meet people, you can't actually witness. So you got to get out there, I think, and then just fumble through, and then you find yourself again. So the more you meet, the more you can do. Yeah. So see you in the next room, everyone. I hope you had a great session with everyone, and had an opportunity to express thoughts on you know, the best way to involve yourself in witnessing, and to, you know, make yourself into new wineskins. So I'll just share the screen, and we can offer our unison prayer. Jew, Jew, Jew. What happened here? But thank you, everyone. Have a great day, and see you tomorrow. Thank you, Reverend Seti.
You Rev Seti today. Wonderful
Thank you, Seti.
presentation.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye, Suafa Zati Malala.
Thank you.
Bye, Fina, my twin sister.
Oh, my twin sister, another twin sister.
Yeah, man, the Laughing Federation.
He's in Samoa.
Laughing Federation.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.